had a terrible night's sleep last night. I just could not get comfortable on the bed. It's too soft and just not used to it. Hopefully I'll get a better night's sleep. I learned something interesting about Final Cut Pro when I was editing the podcast or the vlog last night. I mentioned when I was on the plane that my cell phone had caught a signal, and cell phones automatically adjust the date and time. So I take off, well, these weren't the exact hours, but let's say you take off at 9 o'clock and it's a 2-hour flight. So you come in at 11 your time, but it's 1 at the destination time. So somewhere in the mid-flight, I caught cell phone signal, because you no longer have to turn your phones off during the flight, and it updated my clock. So when I was like on the plane shooting video, I'm not sure what time zone the phone was in, but in fact, it was apparently in it was in time zone, and then it was just changing the offset. What I was expecting when I put it on my Mac and put it in Final Cut Pro, normally what I do is all you have to do is to drop the date and time lower third on it, and it picks up the date and time from the file, and it automatically adjusts it. But it was all Arizona time. I didn't really notice it until I was done editing, but so we're at dinner at 3 in the afternoon and ridiculous things like that, but it was really 5 o'clock. And apparently it's because the Mac was still on Arizona time. And so apparently it was making this adjustment. I'm not sure that's the right behavior. Anyway, that's where the times looked weird yesterday. I'm thinking they'll be right today because I'm spending the entire day in this time zone. So I've mentioned that there's Wi-Fi in the room, but it costs $10 a night, and that's too much. There's Wi-Fi in the lobby, but the speed throughput you're able to achieve is literally 300K. And I thought I'd try it anyway late at night, so darn near around midnight, local time last night, I went down to the lobby, set up my Mac on the coffee table, and tried to post. And, you know, the 720p HD file renders out somewhere between 700 meg and a gig. And it basically said it's going to take 134 minutes, and you know that's an underestimate to begin with. So that's why I didn't post it. I don't know whether I'll be able to post another one of these on this entire trip. If I can't get high-speed internet, I'm going to try maybe at the NEIC headquarters tomorrow, if they have public Wi-Fi. Maybe I can find something at the Union Station. I don't know. I'll have to give it a try today. That will be my order of priority this morning, to see what I can achieve. Otherwise, I'll just keep making them, and then I'll post them when I get home. I'm killing some time before the conference. I'm over at the Union Station, which is 101 years old, and of course is no longer a railroad station. But the important part is that they have Cox wireless cable, well, Wi-Fi. And we have a Cox account back home, and I have verified that our family account works here, and there's 7 megabit upload speed. So, I'm heading back to the hotel. I'm gonna come over here. There's a coffee shop. They make black tea. I'm gonna have a cup of tea. I'm gonna upload yesterday's video. By the way, it's a lovely building, but it's kind of empty. I'm in the Link, which is a covered glass walkway crossing the streets around town. This is typical of places that have really shitty weather, like, you know, miserable cold and deathly ice. Yesterday's program has been uploaded. A complete success. Now I just have to work out how to get back here every day. The conference has begun.
Or meet two sets of rules. Carriers have received approval from the state only to have a federal...
I don't know how today's video is going to come out. I've twice I've managed to not record what I wanted to record, and then managed to record my feet walking after I thought I was done recording. I'm not sure I've ever done that on the iPhone before. I did it once on the iPhone and once on the iPad, because today I found the very first soda machine with Apple Pay, and I was able to buy myself a Mr. Pibb, and I was very happy about the whole thing. And I had my iPad with me, I had my phone with me, and so I was actually for the first time recorded myself using Apple Pay. And I didn't get that footage. So I'm not happy about that. And then the way the day turns out, this is probably the end of my recording for the day, and then, well, it might not be, but it's probably the end of the recording for the day. Well, 6, 7, 8. No, I'll probably do more later than this. But here's the plan anyway. I'll tell you what I'm planning to do, and we'll see how that goes. There is a reception going on right now, which is basically all the vendors trying to sell us stuff that I can't afford to buy, and they give out cheap hors d'oeuvres. All right, it's fair. They're probably expensive hors d'oeuvres, but they're just hors d'oeuvres and a couple free drink tickets. I don't need the free drinks, and I don't really care for the sushi or little things of squid or whatever it is. So I'm not doing that. Then afterwards, there's a dinner for the regulators to go to, and they're going to some place called the Levee, which sounds like it might be nice. They're going to have dueling pianos for the entertainment. But here's the thing. Kansas City is famous for barbecue. And most famous, if not the best, and I've heard reportedly that it's definitely not the best, is Jack Stack, which I've never been to. I've been coming to Kansas City since the early 90s. I've never been to Jack Stack. I've been to other barbecue places. Maybe they're better barbecue places, but that's not the point. I haven't been to Jack Stack. So Steve from our licensing section and I are going to skip the dinner tonight, and we're going to walk to Jack Stack, and I'm going to properly have Jack Stack barbecue tonight, and no vegetarian is going to stop me. Remind me to tell you that story someday. But that is the plan. So in about 1 hour, we're going to be walking through downtown Kansas City to get to, well, one of their most famous restaurants. Wish me luck. I will have my barbecue. And even if I don't have my barbecue, they're having it catered tomorrow for lunch to the IT people. So I'm getting Jack Stack one way or the other, but I would much rather have it fresh than catered, right? I can compare the two, one day after the other. It's Kansas City. I can have barbecue 2 days in a row. I'm not feeling guilty about that. Finally, arriving at Jack Stack. And here I am, screwing up the camera work for a third time today. These are my ribs, beef and pork. Tasty. All is right in the world.